Good morning, everybody. It is another AA day. Good morning. I'm Sandra, and I'm an alcoholic. So today, is going to be, I'm going to read all of the 12 steps, and then I'm going to go to the back of the book and read all of the 12 traditions. I hadn't planned on reading all of the steps, but I will. So if you're new here, please don't be judging others. Be kind to each other in the chat, and just be respectful. Not everybody that comes in here is an alcoholic. They might be just supporting my channel or helping a friend or a family member. So that is why I do these, to help the next person that needs it, regardless of what it is that they need the help with. So I have my sister, hello Lily, in the chat. I have Ava Potterfield and friends. Please check Ava out. Her and Doug do awesome work on their channel. They are not alcoholics, so please don't go over there and start that with them. Ava, I'm sorry for your loss. I'm praying for you to have safe travels. It's hard when you lose someone you love. So my thoughts and my prayers are with you. And I feel your pain. My father-in-law passed away in 2013. So it's not easy. Not easy at all. So with that, I will go ahead and get the meeting going. It's just a different day for me because I start work tomorrow and I'm really nervous. It is full time. So yeah, it's going to be really different for me. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Okay. So this is in the 12 steps and 12 traditions. I always put in the chat what page we're on, what story, and what book. So if you have a book, you can follow along. If not, don't worry, I'm going to read it anyways. And sometimes that's all people need is to hear things that may help them out. So, once again, I'm Sandra, and I'm an alcoholic. Step 1. We admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. Who cares to admit complete defeat? Admission of powerlessness is the first step in liberation. Relation of humility to sobriety, mental obsession plus physical allergy. Why must every AA hit bottom? 2. Came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. What we can believe in. AA does not demand belief. 12 steps are only suggestions. Importance on an open mind. Variety of ways to face. Substitution of AA as higher power. Plight of disillusion. Roadblocks of indifference and prejudice. Lost faith found in AA. Problems of intellectually and self-sufficiency. Negative and positive thinking. Self-righteousness. Defiance is an outstanding characteristic of alcoholics. Step 2 is a rallying point of sanity, right relations to God. 3. Made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. Step 3 is like opening a locked door. How shall we let God into our lives? Willingness is the key. Dependence as a means to independence. Dangers of self-sufficiency. Turning our will over to higher power. Misuse of power sustained and personal exertion necessary to conform to God's will. 4. Made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. How instincts can exceed their proper function. Step 4 is an effort to discover our liabilities. Basic problem of extremes in instinctive drives. Misguided moral inventory can result in guilt, grandiosity, and blaming others. Assets can be loaded with liabilities. Self-justification is dangerous. Willingness to take inventory brings light and new confidence. Step 4 is beginning of lifetime practice. Common symptoms of emotional insecurity are worry, anger, self-pity, and depression. Inventory reviews relationships, importance, and thoroughness. Just a second, I gotta take off this hoodie. Just a second, guys. Don't worry, I have a shirt on underneath. It's getting too warm over here. Stop! Cool down. Copper's bugging me now. 5. Admitted to God, ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. 12 steps deflate ego. Step 5 is difficult but necessary to sobriety and peace of mind. Confession is an ancient discipline. Without fearless admission of defects, few could stay sober. What do we receive from step 5? Beginning of true kinship with man and God. Lose sense of isolation. Receive forgiveness and give it. Learn humility, gain honesty and realism about our lives. Necessity for complete honesty. Danger of rationalize. How to choose the person in whom to confide. Results are tranquility and consciousness of God. Oneness with God and man prepares us for following steps. 6. We're entirely ready to have God remove all these defective characters. Step 6. Necessary to spiritual growth, the beginning of lifetime job. Recognition of difference between striving for objective and perfection. Why we must keep trying. Being ready is all important. Necessity of taking action. Delay is dangerous. Rebellion may be fatal. Point at which we abandon limited objectives and move towards God's will for us. 7. Humbly ask Him to remove our shortcomings. What is humility? What can it mean to us? The avenue to true freedom of the human spirit. Necessary aid to survival. Value of ego puncturing. Failure and misery transformed by humility. Strength from weakness. Pain is the admission price to new life. Self-centered fear, chief activator of defects. Step 7 is change in attitude, which permits us to move out of ourselves towards God. 8. Made a list of all persons we had harmed and become willing to make amends to them all. This and the next 2 steps are concerned with personal relations. Learning to live with others is a fascinating adventure. Obstacles, reluctance to forgive, non-admission of wrongs to others, purposeful forgetting, necessity of exhaustion, survey of past, deepening insight results from thoroughness. Kind of harm done to others, avoiding extreme judgment, taking objective view. Step 8 is the beginning of the end of isolation. 9. Make direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. A tranquil mind is the first requisite for good judgment. Good timing is important in making amends. What is courage? Prudence means taking calculated chances. Amends begin when we join AA. Peace of mind cannot be bought at the expense of others. Need for discretion, readiness to take consequences of our path, and to take responsibility for well-being of others is spirit of step 9. Thank you, Ava, for sharing. Step 10. Continue to take... did I just read that one? Oh well if I did. Continue to take personal inventory and when wrong, promptly admit it. Can we stay sober and keep emotional balance under all conditions? Self-searching becomes a regular habit. Admit acceptance or accept and patiently correct defects. Emotional hangover. When past is settled with present challenges can be met. Varieties of inventory, anger, resentment, jealousy, envy, self-pity, hurt, pride, all led to the bottle. Self-restraint first objective, insurance against big shotism. Let's look at credits as well as debit. Examination of motives. 11. Sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him. Praying only for knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. Sorry if you guys can hear the dog chewing his bone. He always waits until I'm live. Meditation and prayer, main channels to higher power. Connection between self-examination and meditation and prayer. An unshakable foundation for life. How shall we mediate? Meditation has no boundaries. An individual adventure. First result is emotional balance. What about prayer? Daily petitions for understanding of God's will and grace to carry it out. Actual results of prayer are beyond question. Reward of meditation and prayer. 12. Having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we try to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all our affairs. Joy of living is the theme of the 12th step. Action, its key word. Giving that asks no reward. Love that has no price tag. What is spiritual awakening? A new state of consciousness and being is received as a free gift. Readiness to receive gifts lies in practice of 12 steps. The magnificent reality, rewards of helping other alcoholics, kinds of 12-step work, problem of 12-step work, what about the practice of these principles in all our affairs? Monotony, pain, and calamity turned to good use by practice of steps. Difficulties of practice. 2-stepping switch to 12-stepping and demonetization or demonstration of faith. Demonstration, there's the word. Of faith. Growing spiritually is the answer to our problems. Placing spiritual growth first. Domination and overdependence. Putting our lives on give and take basis. Dependence upon God necessary to recover and of alcoholics. Practice these principles in all our affairs. Domestic relations is AA outlook upon material matters changes. So do feelings about personal importance, instincts restored to true purpose. Understanding is key to right attitudes for right actions, key to good living. Now we go to the back and read the long part of the 12 traditions. 1. Each member of Alcoholics Anonymous is but a small part of a great whole. AA must continue to live, or most of us will surely die. Hence, our common welfare comes first, but individual welfare follows close afterwards. 2. For our group purpose, there is but one ultimate authority, a loving God as he may express himself in our group conscience. 3. Our membership ought to include all who suffer from alcoholism. Hence, we may refuse none who wish to recover. Nor ought AA membership ever depend upon money or conformity. Any 2 or 3 alcoholics gathered together for sobriety may call themselves an AA group, provided that as a group they have no other affiliations. 4. With respect of its own affairs, each AA group should be responsible to no other authority than its own conscience. But when its plans concern the welfare of neighboring groups, also, those groups ought to be consulted, and no group, regional committee, or individual should ever take any action that might greatly affect AA as a whole without conferring with the trustee of the General Service Board on such issues, or our common welfare is paramount. 5. Each AA says each Alcoholics Anonymous group ought to be a spiritual entity having but one primary purpose, that of carrying its message to alcoholics who still suffer. 6. Problems of money, property, and authority may easily divert us from our primary spiritual aim. We think, therefore, that any considerable property of genuine use to AA should be separately incorporated and managed, thus divided the material from the spiritual. An AA group as such should never go into business secondary aid to AA, such as clubs or hospitals, which require much property or administration, ought to be incorporated and so set apart that, if necessary, they can be freely discarded by the groups. Hence, such facilities ought not to use the AA name. Their management should be the sole responsibility of those people who financially support them. For clubs, AA managers are usually preferred, but hospitals as well as other places of recuperation ought to be well outside AA and medically supervised, while an AA group may cooperate with anyone. Such cooperation ought never to go so far as affiliation or endorsement, actual or implied, an AA group can bind itself to no one. Oh man, I didn't think it was going to be this long. 7. The AA group themselves ought to be fully supported by the voluntary contributions of their own members. We think that each group should soon achieve this ideal, that any public solicitation of funds using the name of Alcoholics Anonymous is highly dangerous, whether by group clubs, hospitals, or other outside agencies. The acceptance of large gifts from any source or of contributions carrying any obligation whatever is unwise, then we view with such concern those AA treasuries which continue beyond prudent reserves to accumulate funds for no stated AA purpose. Experience has often warned us that nothing can surely destroy our spiritual heritage as futile disputes over property, money, and authority. Get up there. Oh, don't lay down. Lay down. Lay down. This dog, I tell you. Now where was I? I think I'm on 8. Alcoholics Anonymous should remain forever non-professional. We define professionalism as the occupation of counseling alcoholics for fees or hire, but we may employ alcoholics where they are going to perform those services for which we might otherwise have to engage non-alcoholics. Such special services may be well recommenced. Sorry, I don't read very well. But our usual AA 12-step work is never to be paid for. 9. Each AA group needs the least possible organization. Rotating leadership is the best. The small group may elect its secretary, the large group its rotating committees, and the groups of a large metropolitan area their central or intergroup committee, which often employs a full-time secretary, and the trustees of the General Service Board are in effect, or our AA General Service Committee. They are the custodians of our AA traditions and the receivers of voluntary AA contributions by which we maintain our AA General Service Office at New York. They are authorized by the groups to handle our overall public relations, and they guarantee the integrity of our principal newspaper, the AA Grapevine. All such representatives are to be guided in the spirit of service. For true leaders in AA are but trusted and experienced servants of the whole. They derive no real authority from their titles. They do not govern. Universal respect is the key to their usefulness. Thank you. I appreciate that. Makes me feel good. 10. No AA group or member should ever, in such a way as to implicate AA, express any opinion on outside controversial issues, particularly those of politics, alcohol reform, or sectarian religion. The Alcoholics Anonymous group opposed no one. Concerning such matters, they can express no views whatever. 11. Our relations with the general public should be characterized by personal anonymity. We think AA ought to avoid sensational advertising. Our names and pictures as AA members ought not be broadcast, filmed, or publicly printed. Our public relations should be guided by the principle of attraction rather than promotion. There's never need to praise ourselves. We feel it better to let our friends recommend us. 12. And finally, we of Alcoholics Anonymous believe that the principle of anonymity has an immense spiritual significance. It reminds us that we are to place principles before personalities, that we are actually to practice a genuine humility. This to the end that our great blessings may never spoil us, that we shall forever live in thankful contemplation of Him who presides over us all. So, like I always say when I'm doing meetings, I do have another part of my channel. I don't know how to set up another one. So I do them both here. On YouTube, Facebook, and the reason why I decided to do the AA is yes, I still work my steps every single day. I do not say anyone's name that doesn't want me to say that. And the easier way for me to do that with these live streams is just subscribe and hit the like button if you don't want someone to know that you're here. But as far as I know, the chat, because I go through StreamYard, I'm not affiliated or sponsored by them, but I go through StreamYard, so I'm not sure if it goes into the comments or not. But with that being said, I do know the ones that don't mind me saying their names. And so that's the only reason why I do say their names. It's because they're here and they know that I know it's okay by them. But if you're a newcomer and you're just coming in and it's your first meeting ever and you don't feel comfortable with me saying your name, don't comment and don't chat in the live stream, because I really want to protect your privacy. I don't mind people telling my story because I'm telling my story now, and I've been telling my story for 9 years. It is something that I am very proud of. I have been able to do a lot of things that are positive, that override the negative. For starters, 9.5 years of sobriety. And it's thanks to one simple program and the people involved. And that is AA. It brought me to who I am now. And I still have to admit my wrongs. I'm not perfect in any way of being sober because I still do have an ego sometimes. I still do get in arguments. I still do, I'm not perfect. But what I do know is I am not shy about being a recovering alcoholic. It is a part of me and it will always be a part of me. And with me being able to work my steps and being part of a great thing that helps others, not everybody gets the help. Not everybody makes it. And, we can only help who is willing to make the steps every day to get sober and stay sober. And it is for the rest of your life. You got to work on it. Because if you go back out to drink, it's going to be the same thing. You're going to go right back to where you just came from. And I can vouch for that for real. And it wasn't fun because I went right back to who I was before the alcohol. And I don't ask for funds from anyone. The AA is free. It is completely free and it is everywhere. Anywhere you are, if you need a meeting, look it up because I'm here to tell you and vouch for it. Everywhere I have gone, I have searched to see if there's an AA meeting there. And guess what? There is. So if you're in that spot where you're down, all the way down, or if you are just feeling you need a meeting, just look for one. Everybody has phones these days that have internet. Google search because a friend of mine was the one that got me to start going to AA. And my first sponsor, who's still my sponsor, is a very dear person to me. She gave me my first books. I've never bought a book. And I have given them away because that's what she did for me. And if I'm helping someone, I'm going to give, if I'm personally, right next to somebody that I'm helping, I will give them my books. And also, seeing as people have phones, I'm sorry about the bright light, guys. Seeing as people have phones, you can also get the app. Type in Daily Reflections and download the app. It has almost every single app that I have looked at has a spot where you can put your sobriety date. It has a spot that you can read your daily reflections. It has a book there. I think it has both books there. It has all kinds of information. So check those out as well. And It's free. They're all free. You don't have to pay for them. And you can buy the books if you don't feel comfortable going to a meeting right now and you just want to read the books. You can get the books as well. They are available. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. When I first started YouTube, I didn't know what I was gonna do. But I do have my adventures, and then I started talking to my dear friend Ava Potterfield and friends, and I asked her, "What would you think about me starting AA on YouTube?" She says, "I'm not so sure it would be a great idea at this point." She wasn't telling me no, and she wasn't telling me yes. But I thought about it and thought about it and thought about it, and I was like, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. If people don't like it, I'm sorry for that. But I'm not sorry because I'm putting it here to help others, to get the gift that I got, and to be able to share it with their loved ones and their friends who may be suffering. The help is there, you guys. The help is seriously there. And I'm still nervous about tomorrow, start my new job, but I know I have the higher power with me who will help me through my day. And if somebody gets on my nerves, I will just pray for them. As my sponsor always told me, if you're mad at them, say your prayer for them. So, but anyways, guys, I'm so happy that I could be able to share the meetings with you. I'm dropping to only doing AA live on Saturday mornings because I will be working on Tuesdays, and I will probably do Thursday and Saturday live streams. Thursday will be my adventures, and Saturdays will be my AA. So thank you, Ava Potterfield and friends. I appreciate you saying that. Because I didn't know if I would be helping anyone or if anyone would even find my channel for the AA, but I still wanted to do it, and I'm not going to stop. People can say what they want about me, and I know the truth. If they want to go and say that I'm still drinking, let them. Because I don't have to prove to them. I only have to prove to myself that I can stay sober. And it's one day at a time. 24 hours only. That's that's all we can do. It's 24 hours at a time. Because if we get too far in, saying, "Oh wow, I'm still sober," and then you say you're gonna be sober for your next AA birthday, and then you don't make it. That happens. So I do plan to be sober for the rest of my life, but I can't guarantee it because it's not a guaranteed thing. You can't predict the future, but you can predict the 24 hours. And I predict we will be sober. And I predict that someone will go to a meeting and get the books or download the app. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of the people I have helped. I'm proud of being able to do this on the platforms that I have, because I would not ever put myself up here like this before, ever. But I am, and it's for the best cause that helped me. And I want to help you. And so does Copper. No, him wants to help people too, huh? Yeah. He's right here, guys. See him? Here he is. But anyway, I rambled on for 45 minutes. I'm glad you guys came. And don't forget, if you're new here and you're not comfortable with someone knowing that you're here or knowing your name, just hit the like button and subscribe. I don't have to know that you're here. I just want to be able to help you. If you're old timers and you're just finding my channel, welcome. I'm glad to help. This is my form of service for AA. So with that, I'm gonna end the live stream, and for Facebook, I will upload the reflection for today, and YouTube, I will read it before we end the live stream. So don't go anywhere. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Keep coming back, Facebook. It works if you work it. And it's here too. It works if you work it. And I'm going to get over to my daily reflection. Let's go here. Okay, joyful discoveries. We realize we now know only a little. God will constantly disclose more to you and to us. Ask Him in your morning meditation, what can I do each day for the man who is still sick? The answer will come if your own house is in order, but obviously you cannot transmit something you haven't got. See to it that your relationship with Him is right, and great events will come to pass for you and countless others. This is the great fact for us. AA Alcoholics Anonymous, page 164. Sobriety is a journey of joyful discoveries. Each day brings new experience, awareness, greater hope, deeper faith, broader tolerance. I must maintain these attributes, or I will have nothing to pass on. Great events of this recovering alcoholic are the normal everyday joys found in being able to live another day in God's grace. And thank you for all you guys' support, and thank you for coming to the AA meeting, and I hope I'll see you next Saturday and Thursday if you'd like to join me for a live stream on Thursday. I have to remember my work schedule. So I love you guys, and don't forget, keep Ava and her family in your prayers, and please travel safe, Ava. I love you guys, and Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And once again, thank you for coming. I really appreciate people coming in, trying to get the end button. It's not working. There it is. Oh, it disappeared. Love you guys. See you on the next one.